Hello, everybody.
This is our first time using StreamYard, so let us know if there's anything not working properly or whatever. Hopefully, our audio is a bit more balanced now. I have a mic stand so I can hands-free do things, and it's easier to stay on the mic when it's in one place. We're getting professional, Kvaza. We're getting professional.
We're getting there. We're definitely getting there.
And we're doing it early today because I swear every week gets better and better with with AI news. Like this week's just been crazy. Like what?
Yeah.
Google
Yeah.
I/O was just insane. That was just the latest. Like, I mean, what we got here? I mean, we started out with, well, we're going to go through Google Alpha, which is kind of interesting because it kind of puts into practice something we mentioned in the first episode. And I was like, Google have already done this thing. Copilot going open source, which that has
Exactly.
its own thing. Google I/O, which is just banger after banger. LoveFrom and OpenAI getting together in that smooching.
That
Did you
was
watch the video?
insane. Yeah,
Did you
I,
watch the
I I
video? It was
watched
a
the
bit.
video. Yeah, yeah.
It was a bit cringy. It was a bit like, what?
It
Are
is.
they
It is.
like, and that
Like I
photo as
love
well?
like you know, like yeah, it's like a sweet couple, but yeah,
And then Framer just dips in right at the end with their kind of AI announcements. So it's
yeah. I predicted it. I mean, it's very easy to predict
yeah,
and to
they're all
yeah,
going down the same
like
thing, right? Aren't
yeah,
they?
exactly.
Mm.
Workshop. So I'll show you. Well, I'll talk about that. Maybe we
Hmm.
start with the biggest one, Google I/O.
I didn't know how to present this, man, because let me try and get something up because there is just so much that they released. So much. I mean, first of all, what was the first thing? Uh, well, I mean the beam thing, I mean that's all well and good, but like um Gemini Live, which I was playing with this morning, not they haven't released, I think it's most of it's US only, which is really annoying. The kind of
Yeah.
where you can walk around and multimodal stuff. But I was using the chat thing this morning because the chat is up, sorry, not yeah, the sort of speaking to it. I think you're gonna have a whale of a time with them. It's so much better than chat GPTs. Have you seen it? Have you looked at it or
No, I
anything?
haven't used it, but I actually want to. So
Let me see if I
I'll
can.
give it
I
a
was.
try. If it's available in Europe, good. If not,
Oh yeah.
maybe a VPN does the job. I'm not sure.
Oh no, it's in Gemini app, isn't it? So if I open up Gemini,
Hmm.
so I just put on live. See if I can try and do this. So you can go on, you can go live, and then go. I mean, you got to listen to like the sound effects, man. The sound effects, just
Oh,
really
that's
nice and clean.
yeah.
And my connection's interrupted, so I've got to try again. But continue. But my monitor
They're ironing
broke
it.
on. Yeah, the monitor broke out on me today, and I literally just left it on the side, and was just chatting to it. And it's so much better because the problem I find with open AIs is that you make some slight noise and it will like stop talking and stop doing what it does. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Whereas this
yeah.
one, it kind of understands. And do you know what's really weird? This is how I feel like sometimes they get sent. People feel like they're sentient. In fact, I'm going to read it, the conversation, but it was like it gave me insight into how it works. Um, by so I
So
was like, how do you? I'll go on.
so you just talk. You press it and you talk to it.
Mm. Yeah, exactly. You
Like,
just and I just left it on,
what do
and I
you
was in
talk
and
to it
out.
about?
So I was trying to diagnose what was going on with my monitor, why it just wasn't working. But I was like, whilst I was doing something, I was just having a conversation with it. And I asked, when will you get camera support? Yes, camera support is definitely something we're working on. Again, this is all chatting to me through the interface. And I said, are you basically like a voice assistant but for text input, whatever? And it was like, yeah, you got it. Is there anything you can? Here's where it gets sentient, scary. Is there anything you can do that the text prompt can't? Well, for starters, I can understand your tone of voice, little pauses and changes in your speech. That helps me get to what you're really asking, even if the words aren't crystal clear. Plus, we can have a real back and forth, like a conversation, which can make things a lot smoother. I didn't know that you picked up on the pauses. How does my pauses help you understand what I really think? Yes, pauses can be really helpful sometimes. When people pause, it's because they're thinking about what they're going to say next. Maybe they're trying to find the right words. Makes sense. Other times, a pause might mean they're feeling a little unsure or hesitant about something. So it's like, it's probably maybe disregarding things that you say before a pause, because, do you know what I mean? And I'm just like, this is what I'm chatting
that's
to it
crazy. All I'm thinking about is like, we humans, we have evolved and we learned to basically get these like very subtle inputs, like to understand these very subtle changes, or like I don't know, what is it called, like what should we call, like details in somebody's expression. So
Yeah.
if it's facial expression, or is it like a pause in your tone, or like you just eyes, talking to you. It's
Yeah.
insane to think that AI is getting there. It's
Yeah.
crazy. It
Yeah.
will look you into the eyes and be like, come on, you're lying about this. Like,
Nah, yeah.
no,
If you
I'm
look
not.
to the left, you must be lying. Yeah. And I
Yeah.
asked it, how can I use that in the real world? Because I'm a cyborg. I don't understand. I need to know what an AI, AI needs to teach me how to converse with people. Well, let's say you're practicing for a presentation. You could read through it out loud, and I might pick up on places where you hesitate or sound a little unsure. You can practice a presentation with this thing. And I've got a friend who's doing a presentation today, actually. Oh, crap, I've missed the boat on that. But yeah, it just crazy. It is a lot like it feels like every week we're on this roller coaster of like who we're supporting. Like, well, last week it was OpenAI, but then just Gemini is just so good. 2.5 Flash got released, or at least an updated version of 2.5 Flash, which is faster version. Again, something else. I feel like we should be presenting something, but there's just so much to go through. Let me try and
I
figure
feel
something out.
like here I'm playing the pessimistic, by the way. Like,
go for it.
In our lives, I noticed that I'm the guy who basically, I'm not negative in general, but when it comes to, when you are presenting something, I feel like I have to be the one who talks about, okay, maybe something that is not up there yet. So I don't know what app you're using for note taking, but my favorite app for note taking, I've mentioned this before, is ChatGPT, and it's not there. It's not even like, it's barely good enough. I just make it somehow work because it doesn't shut up. All I want sometimes is just to press this button on my phone and tell it what the idea is about. So basically a summary at the start, and I start by saying something like, hey, I had this idea about a YouTube video, or I had this idea about this tool. Here's my thoughts. And then I give it a random, thread of thoughts. And then at the very end, I want to say, hey, am I missing something? What are like points that I don't see? Give me a better perspective. My issue so far is they are not perfect in, taking this role of passive listener until I'm ready. So they are always interrupting me, because if I stop talking, if I take a pause to think about something, they interrupt me. They're like starting to give me an answer. I'm like, no, I'm not ready for an answer. I'm just pausing to think. So they just, I say I mean ChatGPT can't do this yet, and I really want them to get there. Or if Gemini can do this, I will switch just like this, because that's how important this is to me. And the last thing is, these AI tools are very agreeable, still very agreeable. I want them to tell me a harsh no, to say
You
like,
can ask them to do that, though. You can,
I do.
yeah. Okay. But they're still just
but
too
it's
nice to you.
still agreeable. Like,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. Well, let's keep moving because we're not going to get through this episode if
yeah,
we carry on chatting about stuff. I was actually thinking we should have another podcast that's not the news, but it's just chat. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean? Like, how are
chatting,
we gonna?
yeah.
Because we get too into it.
Well, we
But
go
yeah,
for 2 hours in the future,
yeah,
so let's go. I
yeah,
was trying to fill in until you share something, so let's
yeah. There you
go
go.
through the IO.
So 2.5, all the success, completed Pokemon Blue, which is quite crazy. Let's find. I had something in my mind just then that was Project Astra. Oh yes, I know what I was. It's
Astra
deep.
is the 3D thing, right? They showed
No,
it
no, no,
last year as well.
no. Beam
The
is the 3D. Are you talking about the
yeah,
video
yeah,
conferencing?
right. True. Yeah.
Astra is real time
The
translation. I think.
multi-model.
Yeah.
Is it like
Uh,
multi-model?
well, hang on. Now we're just getting confused. But this is Beam doing the
Yeah.
translations. Gemini Live. So this is what they were showing, and this is what I thought I had, and I was playing around with this morning or wanted to, but it's just voice right now, and you might be pleasantly surprised with how it does
That
wait
was
around for
really
you.
awesome. Yeah, that video. Maybe you should play a piece of that video for the audience because
This
most
okay.
people
I
probably
wonder if
haven't
you'll be able
seen
to
this.
hear it.
It's so good.
I hope
Oh, I can't hear it.
you can't hear it. If you can't hear it, then the audience can't hear it.
Yeah, this was
Don't
like
think we
awesome. So
can.
she's
So she's
walking there and she's saying something like, what is this thing, or like, why are these trees so small? And they're like, no, they're
random
not short.
questions, right? Just to try and
Yeah,
trip it up.
yeah, and it does pretty well. It's, describes things the way they are. What I'm interested in, like, I want to know, like, in the background, how many frames per second are they like processing? Because video can get crazy. Probably they should have a pipeline to understand how many changes there are in a scene, and then per scene they try to query it to the AI. But it was very impressive.
Yeah. I've got to be careful with this because this is like I had trouble downloading this, and I think it's because it's copyrighted. So let's try and keep it transformative here. But yeah, that was really good. I'm looking for the tease of 2.5 deep mind or something like this, which is basically the speed of Flash with the sort of depth of Pro, which is just absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. I wonder if they're saying it right now. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to find it, but there is a promised model that's soon to be, will be hopefully with us soon, but it's, again, the best of both worlds, just absolutely annihilating, because Flash is fast. Like, I use Flash all the time, actually, really fast. And then Pro is what I stick on, cursor and stuff like that. Maybe this is it here. Like, it's just doing its own Google DeepMind, maybe. I don't know, whatever. There's a new model on its way, and it's very exciting.
And is this using the same tech? Is this like the same token, essentially, generation? Because I was watching a video on diffusion models, and I'm not sure if that's the
diffusion is a way. You know what diffusion is, right? You know that it's a different way to process, and this is what were they? That was for coding, wasn't it? It was good for transforming Python to JavaScript, and because it's
exactly
it's not generation and things like this. So no, this has nothing to do with that. Like it's just not good for generation, or at least it's just not a good way to sort of do generative.
Interesting that they are getting
AI
that
stuff.
speed without that. Because that thing that I just mentioned, I mentioned it because it was super fast. And then this component that they show here, oh my God, I was like blown away by this. And I was like, holy shit, like the components that we can generate.
This is, what is this now? Because again, they just released so much on
this. This is a 3D component. They take basically some images and prompt the tool to create a 3D sphere out of these images.
But which tool is this though? Because they've released about 1 billion.
I don't know the name. Yeah, that's like my
Astros.
issue.
They should really have
Trying to keep up with the names.
Google AI
and
Studio. There we go. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it is Studio. This is and you can use this. Isn't a new tool. I think they've just improved it. This is just something that's their vibe coding tool sort of thing that has a canvas and you can see the result of what you're doing. But yeah, what else have we got? Oh, here we go. Gemini 2 Pro Deep Think. This is what I was talking about. So it's got the speed, and if we let this do its thing, I'm pushing out 1080p right now, so it might just be a bit slow. But anyway, this is again the best of both worlds, which yeah, we'll see that. Oh, god damn it. And then this was great as well when he's walking around. Like, again, it's the Gemini Live stuff where you can just talk to it and it will go out. Well, here's the thing, and this is why you might have seen my video about Windows versus Mac, and like this is where my love for iPhone and Mac is slowly dwindling. But they beat Apple to the context-aware assistant. They beat them,
Yeah.
And this is going across your email. This is going across this and that, and this is what Apple are struggling, that have pushed back a year to get done.
Yeah, and they're not even close.
Soon. Yeah, not even close. Not even close. And they've just released it to a very capable standard, or at least what their demo was.
And this coming to XR is just like insane. I mean, it just makes sense. What you saw in this bike scene where the guy is repairing the bike, but also talking about he's jumping between tasks essentially, right?
Yeah.
And the model is very aware of the full context of all these different tasks. Just that with AR glasses, it's just insane.
Well, you notice as well, someone came into the room and I don't know whether it paused, but he said to the phone, like, continue what you were saying. It's just this real-time awareness, which the voice mode of ChatGPT, ChatGPT doesn't quite get right. And naturally it goes on to robotics as well. Like I was thinking about robotics all the way through this, thinking this is the next kind of step, it's all teed up for robotics. All of this stuff is what robotics needs, multimodal, and all the rest of it. So
they are working on that.
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly, right.
Grok and NVIDIA are like very like deep on that. With Grok, Elon is trying to mimic physics, or like understand physics, not mimic it. The physical world, and for what do they need that? For the Teslas and the robots, and NVIDIA obviously have their playground. What is it called? Like they have a playground thing where robots can learn and then flow.
This is mental. I'm tempted. I want to get their $250 a month plan just for this, because for Flow, but like for VO3, you can get Jules as well. This was great. I made a little video on that. Oh my god, there's just so much.
Is Jules like vibe coding tool again, or no? Jules makes UI.
Jules, no. Jules is. By the way, I'm teeing up Stitch here because this should have been what you should have been looking into. But Jules is OpenAI's Codex or GitHub's Copilot coding assistant, where just links with your GitHub. So it doesn't generate a project out of nothing. You need to watch my videos more. It doesn't generate your project from scratch. It literally takes a project and is your little coding assistant. So I can go on my phone, say, hey, add this feature, add that feature. And whilst and it doesn't necessarily just promote it to live, like you have to actually, make the pull request into the main production branch and then promote it, deploy it. It's nice because I could be like, the example I gave is like, oh, there's a new model released on whatever. I need to add that to Jupyter Chat. So then I just whack it in, get it, let it do its thing. I get home a little later on, double check the code, make sure it runs, deploy it. Little things like that are great. Or just to get started on something whilst you're just like
Hmm.
doing something else. Off, like I noticed a bug there. Whack on the task to fix the bug while you stay on task with the current thing that you're working on. Because that often happens. You're just like you notice something. It's like, oh, I can't be dealing with that right now. So it's exactly that. It's like it's an assistant. It's definitely an assistant. So, but this Stitch, describe your design. Have you looked into this? Have you done this at all?
No, honestly,
This
this
is
is what I
UI.
missed. Yeah.
This is vibe
Is
design.
this the one that they showed that they can like generate UI on the fly?
Food recipe. Do you know what? I noted this down in our notes, but I haven't looked into it. I haven't done it. I don't even know what I've just put in there. I'm just doing a fruity recipe app or
Let's
something.
see.
But this is vibe. This is vibe design now, and I know it's just all getting a bit crazy, isn't it? It's all getting a bit silly.
Like everybody is going after this, like components, vibe coding, prototyping. It's kind of the same thing, right? Isn't it? Like let's go back to Lovable. Is this not very similar in a way?
Yeah, but those tools are quite frankly rubbish at UI design. They take they're very generic and whatever. I wouldn't advise a designer to go into Lovable and try and achieve their design through prompting. This, on the other hand, seems to have frozen. I mean, some browsers may have trouble generating images, so this could be my. What is it saying? Design's been generated for your food recipe. Okay. Would you like to? I can't even see it. See, this is. I'm using Zen, so maybe I need to open it up in Chrome.
This is peak vibe coding.
Yeah, man. I'll get it in Chrome and then we can sort out.
Yeah.
Oh, what was I going to say? Something about tools and vibe coding and stuff like that. Oh, that's what I was going to say. So a lot of these products are protected. So when I was at Config last week, they did well to protect designers. They made it so like, oh, it's the developer stuff that you use AI coding for, or it's the boring generate me 50 design of this design variations or something like that. They were like they did well to maintain that designers' jobs are still around. However, Google this was a surprise for me. So Google very much lent into the idea of what we were talking about SEO being dead, which by the way got a lot of controversy, which I knew it would. But let me stop sharing and show you this design.
Yeah, show me that. And also you can, for the Stitch, maybe you can show their landing page as well, because they had some very interesting examples there.
So there we go.
Cool.
So it's pretty clean. It's pretty clean.
Yeah.
I mean, look, so you can copy to Figma. Look. So I can edit this. I can do so. It's not groundbreaking, but I think that's a lot. To be honest, it's a lot cleaner than what do you call it? Stuff that the vibe code. No. I mean, yes, but like what like Lovable are capable of and stuff like that. But this is static. It's a static design. There you go. So this is something that could be something you do a video on. Oh, you're going out of focus. Vibe design, baby. Vibe design.
This is cool. Things are getting there, but slowly. For design, do you know? So is this like on the top of the game? Is there any tool better than this? If I want to,
have you seen Motif?
Get design done? No.
Okay, try Motif. That might be it. I don't know. You'll have to let me know.
Yeah, because I honestly haven't seen any tool that does design to the level that I needed. Talking about SEO is dead. seeing like this overview basically.
It's like more so because I don't know the name of the bloody website, and I'm not using SEO. I'm not using Google for its intended purposes. But anyway, I'm coping. Meet your AI design partner. So I've heard that this is pretty good. So it's your Figma interface. You can see this, right? Yeah, this is your
Yeah.
Figma interface, but all AI coded. I have to be honest. There's something doesn't quite sit right with me with this. Basically, you have to join like they send you on a treasure hunt to join the Bloomin' Slack group and all the rest of it. So, yeah, I don't know. There's something that gave me uneasy vibes from this thing. They wanted me to share their stuff and do this and do that. It's like, why am I jumping all through all these hoops? Just let me Bloomin' use the tool. But I've got access to this. If maybe I can share it with you or something. But yeah, it's not like you can see it all here.
It looks cool in the first glance, but it's not like, you know, too deep of like a crazy design. It looks like
I don't think
very
you're going to get a
basic.
crazy design. I think there's no consistency with crazy design. We're we're leveraging tried and trusted and patterns. Let's say
Yeah,
what works.
title UI, right? So
Hmm?
all I see, these are maybe a bit, not a bit actually, they are less than Untitled UI. You can get faster, you can spin up something faster, but it's not even as good as Untitled UI.
Untitled is that a tool? Is it?
Can you search it? Maybe that would be awesome, because that's like one of the biggest like libraries I know for design. I recently purchased it, and we don't use it all that much because it's so huge. But it's amazing to get like some components, just copy some components. Let's say you're designing a blog. Instead of starting from scratch, you can start from here. So it's actually a level higher than wireframe. It's not like just a basic wireframe. It has a very well thought out UX. So talking about forms, for example, if you go to the product and maybe components, go to the forms, you see like all the form states, things that really matter when it comes to actually designing something useful. You need to, for production level. And they have, I would say, like 98% of all the UX thought out. So when we use this, one of the reasons is like for my designer to know, okay, all of these states exist, all of these like details already exists. So we just need to apply like whatever brand
Yeah.
that the client has or style to these. And what these vibe coding tools do, I don't see them being as good as this, even though this is like
But
basic.
like what you've just described is an unnecessary step or an unnecessary flourish to the workflow. So traditionally, back in the old days, you deal with a wireframe. I mean, I guess there's a communication issue because the amount of clients I show a wireframe to and they're just like, yeah, it looks good. And then they see the design or they see it, actually with the design, they're like, they don't like it or whatever. And it's like, you did approve this layout. So maybe there's a visualization of the layout, but, dark mode. But at the same time, like all you've done is add flourish to the wireframes, and then you're just going to apply, and then you're going to design. This was never going to be the design,
Yeah. Well, I actually have seen startups straight out use Untitled UI, because this is good enough for a landing page. If you don't want it to be like, whatever crazy, just change some of the images. Even the icon, I've seen like companies legit use the icons, use like everything from Untitled UI, because even if you talk about colors, they have a huge set of like tried and proved like good colors. Essentially, they're not like unique mix of some specific colors. It's a set of all shades of like very well chosen colors. And the guy building this, he's been doing this for, I don't know, like 6 years. It's been building components after components. And yeah, I think it's a very good start if you want a great foundation. But if you want something really fast, obviously these vibe coding tools get you there much faster. And to your point, I 100% agree that there is so much time that you spend in for communication, essentially, because this is not a live product. This is just, in a way, a mock-up. So
yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know about you, but I've never felt like such a kid in a candy store, and I just want to spend all my money because I haven't felt this excited and inspired for such a long time. I feel like my finally technology is allowing me to, because I don't want to get too much into it, but like I describe myself as like a technical creative. I love like being creative and stuff like that. I don't necessarily think I'm good at it, but I just love self-expression and like doing lots of different things. I finally feel like I'm sat in a world where if I had not unlimited money, but if I had like loads of money, if I had VO, if I had Flow and things like that, I can literally just, I mean, I could procrastinate for a long time, but I can do things that I've always wanted to do. And I've never, and this is AI. Unfortunately, it just all costs a lot of money.
yeah,
But I
compute.
honestly, I never, I normally, the last time I felt like this was when when I was younger, I used to play in bands and stuff like that. But like used to buy all the stuff, like, or at least wanted to buy all the stuff. It's like, oh, that can help me do this and that can help me do that. I'm not trying to use it to fill a hole. I'm trying to use it to fit, like fulfill like these fantasies and just have fun with it. And I feel like we're there. And like, yeah, given the opportunity, I could spend an awful lot of money on all this
Maybe it
stuff.
is like the good old Flash days where you could like build anything for the web.
Yeah.
I'm actually not old enough to remember, like I definitely remember Flash on websites, but I never built using Flash, and it feels like that for me.
Yeah.
Just being inside of Cursor, as you by now know, I choose like the most default app and I stick with it. So I have Cursor and ChatGPT. That's it. I mean, I have other stuff, but I 99% of the time just use these basics. And I do feel the same way, the way you do. And as I told you earlier in our chat, I'm building this component library, and I feel a little bit of anxiety because AI is coming. And does it mean like my components that I'm building are not as valuable because it's becoming so much easier for people to just prompt something and build something, which is very powerful. But at the same time, I feel, and I share your excitement, because I feel like, okay, with AI, I can build more and bigger and complex things that I could never build before.
Yeah.
And now I can like at least start with it, and I find myself getting lost completely in the making of these things and adding details. And yeah, when an idea comes to my mind, I don't have to think how to write it, the code for it. I just think, oh, what if that could transition into that, and like just type it in.
Because I mean, we're talking about web stuff, but we both make videos, we both create things, and like it's not just that. Like, I like creating photos of myself. Like I've got a model trained on my face. I don't know if you saw that loom I sent to our little Discord earlier, but like I can just go and generate an image, and I use that for my thumbnail for yesterday's video, and it looks
Yeah,
all right.
I saw that. I didn't see the loom, but I saw the thumbnail. I was like, I know this guy, but I don't know this guy.
Nah, but to be fair though, like I think that you see me kind of face to face in the flesh, and many, like I remember someone sending me a tweet once or something, and they were like, "This guy is not this guy," and it's two photos of me, and it totally is, and like no one really knows what you look like anyway, and you can look so different in so many different photos. So like I just use that to my advantage, but I just like you know, I've got some crazy photos of me just like as clowns and just doing weird stuff. And like,
Yeah.
anyway, I just feel like this creativity is unleashed and you don't have to worry about the tool is no longer in the way. You don't have to learn a tool to accomplish what's in your mind. And that's just an amazing
So that goes into the video world with, what's it called? Flow.
VO. Oh, flow. Yeah. I
Flow
mean,
is the
like,
tool and Vio is the model, right?
uh,
Or something.
yes, it's
No.
kind of confusing. Like
Yeah.
flow, kind of, you can compose a movie together. So audio, video, stuff like that. VO is the video engine tool that you can just completely use in isolation. So this is the problem with Google, is that they've just released so much stuff. It's so hard to keep track of. So yeah.
So maybe you can show a little bit of that. Maybe that man on the, was it in the sea he's talking about? It's just insane. When I saw this, my mind was blown. I was like, shit, we are actually there. 2 years ago, we had this spaghetti Will Smith eating spaghetti. Maybe we can share both of these.
Is this?
Maybe you can prepare.
Is this?
Do you
one?
know the old Will Smith?
Yeah,
old
spaghetti thing. Let's I mean, this is the website. This is kind of like Flow is an AI filmmaking tool, but for creators. So you can make sequences of things put together. I mean, look at this, like combining all of those things, saving as an ingredient. So it's put together zebras and here we go. There it is. Jellyfish and whatever. So you can upload images, compose them together, and it will just figure out the thing. And I'm just like, how do I use this in my videos? Henry, why do I know that name?
And they had this for the, I believe, for the Google I/O intro as well. So if you can,
okay, let's do that. Let me unshare my screen. Go to YouTube. Google I/O Keynote. We're back in business. So for the intro, right? You're saying it's done it for the intro, right? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it was done. I don't know. I didn't see anybody mentioning this, so let us be, let us mention this. Go to the beginning. They have a countdown from 10. Some of them look very impressive. Like,
well,
and it's so funny that at the end of an Apple keynote, what do you get? At the end of an Apple keynote, you get this little shot on iPhone and edited on Mac. It's insane to think like you can do this with an iPhone, but now Google has it completely in a different way. Now it's entirely AI generated, and it does look good. Especially this one, 10. It looks really good.
We'll leave it on that. So this is all, I guess this is all AI generated, yeah?
Yeah.
What's their obsession
with? And it goes from top to, closer to
I could literally, that's Copenhagen. I could literally stay up all night just making just stupid videos. Like, oh man.
Like this.
Like this. Like this.
Yeah.
I loved, and I said this in my Microsoft video, my Apple Microsoft video, again, to do with code as well. Like, Microsoft are really inspiring me to do things. I've never felt so inspired as I do right now. I just need more money. If anyone's got any money, give it to me so I can pay for all these tools, because it's very hard to hold back. But yeah, this is inspiring.
Time to mention your course. So maybe you can, the next tool, do you see our private chat?
Yeah, I got a private chat.
So maybe you can play the next clip and then show the next link.
The YouTube one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
you should be able to share your screen. Again, we're just working through
this. True. But like you have it. So, all right. So this is 2 years ago. This is 2 years ago.
Oh my God.
And we were thinking
Like,
We thought that we'll never get there, but where are we now, like, actually? So the next video, if we play that, you see.
see you later, Will. I think this is going to be a
So
Google
that,
I/O special, this episode. Here we go. This one, yeah.
yeah,
I'm gonna.
and you have the audio for yourself at least, maybe. This is bonkers. This is like unbelievable. Look at his hands, the movement, like
I mean, you have to
it's
remember these are
being there.
choice shots. So
Of course.
I've seen some of them where it's just a bit yeah, dragons are disappearing and things like that. But
Yeah.
Yeah, where are we now?
Well, 2 years ago, again, Will Smith. Today, here we are, and in 2 years, Hollywood might be actually in danger. Like,
Yeah.
movie making, and it's like amazing time to be alive. As you said, we do make videos, and I'm coming from a video background. I actually owned a studio and like a small photo and video studio, and I know like cameras, like ins and out of cameras, and I know how like difficult it can be, but it's very interesting, and my mind is still like very much in this video creation area. Like half of the videos that I watch, like the short videos that I watch, are like beautifully done, like creative videos on Instagram and whatnot. And I always think about like ways that you could like showcase something, and with this tool, maybe not yet, but very soon, you will be able to like your own promo video for a tool. It can be like a short, like 2-minute video that is like, that feels like very high production, something that companies had to spend potentially like millions on to get that, video, but now you can do it in an afternoon.
I mean, like, we need to draw a line somewhere, because if a company is able to spend at one point spend millions and now they're doing it through this, I would argue that these tools are not right for those sorts of people. We go back to the discussion we had about workforce, and like, if you're doing everything with AI, then there's no need to hire anyone, and then you're that's the downfall of society then. But I know what you're saying. Like, it's just an amazing time to be alive,
It's that somebody without equipment can produce these videos very soon.
Yeah.
And with how good these videos are, especially if you watch them with sound, that the lip syncing is so good. It makes me think like, if we will do this in 2 years, or like, will we, or will we? I don't know what it all means. It's becoming very fuzzy, because if that's the rate of progress from Will Smith to this, and we can already give all the links that we have in Notion to an AI tool and say, hey, make a podcast, just use Google podcast tool, whatever it's called, like, make a podcast with our voice, and then take our faces and create this. What is the point of making this then in the first place? What is the point of consuming this? What does even time, like, how does it even matter? Like, who will consume this anyway, if it's that easy to create and if it's that available? I'm not sure. Will we be all on the beach with our friends?
Well, I mean, this starts the age-old debate of like creativity. Like, we shouldn't, and in fact, it makes it more clear what I should apply AI to, and where I should be like, this needs my face. I don't want to. I want to be creating a podcast. I don't want to replace myself with an AI, as much as it could, but I would put together a fun, like, creative I don't know, advert or something like that with it. I think we just need to be mindful that there needs to be a line, and how can you use AI creatively and interestingly, where we're just not rehashing the same old crap all the time. It's yeah.
Do you listen to any AI generated music that you
No,
know
but I,
of?
I wrote an album once of AI generated music, and it was very
That's
fun.
crazy.
No, I would never do that. I would never do that.
I did listen. I still do actually listen to one short piece of music AI generated in my mother tongue, and it's like surprisingly good. It's surprisingly good. But the person who generated this, he took an old poem and he changed it a little bit, and then made like two variations of that with AI. And this, yeah, it's pretty good.
Mm,
Not pretty good. It's actually good.
mm,
But if everybody can generate this, I mean, everybody can write, but you don't just go out and read anything, right?
yeah.
Uh,
No,
so,
exactly right.
so, so
I'm
we
trying to
will
work.
always have the filter for, yeah.
I'm trying to work out how we place these. It might be a banner, but we're getting comments on the. Here we go. I'll try and do this just for funsies. We've got Simeon on over in the chat. I wonder if this is going to work. Oh, this is an example banner. I
Yeah.
figured that one out, didn't I?
This
Oh,
is the first time using
there
this
we
tool.
go.
We don't have an
Face-to-face human
AI. Yeah.
interaction will become more and more important. I definitely think so. And as creatives, I just think that we'll know when our creativity is being removed from us, or you know, I still have that hunger to create, and this has just given me a leg up on my creativity. And yeah, I definitely still want I want it to enable these real-time face-to-face, face-to-face interactions and stuff like that.
I don't know if this is like the best example or not, honestly. I get the idea, but look, we are chatting through this medium. So in
Are
a
we?
way we are not
Are
in
we?
a way we are not face to face, in a way.
Yes, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
And I'm not gonna say this is not exactly like replacing real human connection. I still want to go out and meet people, and if you were close, we would maybe do this live and then go out and get a beer, right?
Yeah. I mean,
Right.
don't know about that.
No,
I have been thinking we should totally try and organize like a live version of this as well. Like,
yeah,
yeah. Look,
definitely.
guys,
Yeah.
leave us some super chats. Subscribe to my Patreon, buy Kabaza's course, and we will make it happen. We'll make it happen in person, weekly things. But right now we can't justify it.
True. That would be awesome with actual beer. But yeah, so to continue on our news, and we showed
go on.
We showed the video stuff. We talked about the video stuff. What else do we have here? We have still like quite a lot.
We have San Francisco.
Yeah. We have
Sam and Johnny.
Obviously AI generated.
No, this is real. Look, Sam and Johnny just sitting in the coffee shop, chilling
in real flesh.
So apparently OpenAI have bought Johnny. I mean, they bought Johnny's company IO for like 9.8 billion. Did you see that?
I'm not sure on the number, but I did see it. I'm not sure if it was like 6 billion or 9.
So this yeah, it's billions. I mean, all you need to know is billions.
Yeah. So what do they have?
So this has been rumored for a little while. I've been hearing about this for a little while, and AI tech products. And immediately, what comes to mind is the rabbit and the little pin that failed miserably. Loki still want a rabbit, but and so that's what I thought. Like, and they even mentioned something along those lines in this discussion. They say something like about the limitation of needing to open your laptop and go to ChatGPT and whatever. They sort of simulate that laborious task of doing so. So that further made me think about the the idea that it could be something like this pin or rabbit or whatever.
Somebody mentioned this on Twitter. Interesting that you are freezing the video in this exact frame. Somebody posted this, like a screenshot of just like that, and said, you see the product. As of being like the glasses. Obviously, this is not the product, but I don't think that's too crazy to think. Like, I think having the glasses as the product would actually make sense.
Potentially. I mean, Google have just released
XR.
you know XR and all the rest of it. I mean,
but do you think that like ChatGPT now is going to get into, like, OpenAI get into physical products?
Well, yes, because that's why they bought IO, right?
So what would be that physical product? Is it like a phone, a new operating system, not based on Android?
No, I think it's definitely going to be hardware. Here he's talking about what the limitations of a laptop. Deserves something much better. Partnership based on friendship. No, it's partnership based on $6 billion, mate. I'm sorry, you bought Johnny. I mean, Johnny's company. Well, to continue my story, I was like, okay, so it must be something like the rabbit, a pin, a device, something that's always on you that you can easily, it could be a watch, whatever. And then Sam tweeted something saying, I mean, it wasn't too, how do I do this now? Let's go to N. Oops. He tweeted something. I don't even know what browser I'm on right now. All these browsers. Yeah, I'm on it. Okay, cool. Let's find my... I retweeted it yesterday, basically saying along the lines of that it's a laptop device or something like this. AI-powered computers. I mean, at the end of the day, this is a computer. This thing here.
Yeah.
Right? So
what's a computer?
What is a computer? Apple? Exactly. What is a computer at the end of the day? I think we call these phones. They're not. When was the last time you phoned someone? Like, they're not phones anymore, are they? They're pocket computers. So he said that. So we'll bring it into here. Oh, I just messed everything up now, haven't I? Can you see that? No.
It should be fine. It's still loading.
No, it's not. It's just I've messed it up.
That's the price you pay for using Firefox. Not Firefox. Yeah.
I don't even know. I don't even know what this has happened what's happened right now. I've just opened up 3 windows. None of them are shared. Is this
Zen?
Yeah. I don't even know how to close this window now. I should be able to right click on that. Zen, I should be able to right click and say close. Whatever. Right, let's figure that out again. He said AI powered device, but I just wanted to show you that coming up on my screen now. Entertain the folks, Kabaz. Entertain the folks. Do some dance or something like that.
Yeah, I was thinking that we edit this part out, but yeah, definitely. we just ask AI to entertain. But this is like definitely very unexpected. I didn't think for a second that, Johnny Ive, he left Apple. So maybe I also explained this because not everybody knows Johnny Ive. I asked one of my developers and I said, do you know Johnny Ive? And he was like, who the hell is Johnny Ive? It's like, how dare you? So Johnny Ive is the man behind the iPhone and the MacBooks, the guy at Apple, the design guy at Apple. Steve Jobs, I think, hired him, and he's been designing like legendary devices, probably one of the most influential designers ever. He left Apple. He started a new company to do designs, and I think they did work with Apple in the time as well. But now they got acquired by OpenAI, and because of that, Apple stock actually fell a few percentages because people bet on, obviously, on Johnny Ive because he's such a, big designer. Probably he's going to, I don't know, maybe make XR glasses. That's what I would love to see. I would die to
Yeah.
see like XR glasses designed by Johnny Ive. I
Thing
would
is,
love to see that.
we've got a chicken and egg situation here, because obviously Johnny is a industrial designer, right? He's a he's not tech, he's not
Yeah,
software or
he's a
anything like that.
product, like industrial product designer.
So did they design a set of products with a theoretical operating system in mind, or did Sam look at
Yeah,
those devices and say, we could stick AI in that, as every Silicon Valley founder is
yeah,
doing right now? So
yeah.
it's, I mean, yeah.
That's the question I ask. That what is worth this much money? 6 billion, right? 6-7 billion
I'll
dollars.
find out.
What is that they are selling? Is that the brand? Is that Johnny's soul? What is it that costs so much money? Because obviously I don't know any product by this company.
6.4 billion.
6.4 billion. Here we go. So if you would buy ChatGPT, you know what you are buying, right? You buy their models, you buy their tech, you buy their users. Same goes for, I don't know, windsurf. You buy something that is now open source. But what are you buying when you buy IO? I don't know.
It's yet to be seen. Yet to be seen. But I mean, we've got to. What's that photo of Johnny, Ive, and Sam? Johnny and Sam. God bless them. They're basically wedlocked now. That photo is just so funny. The black and white one.
Yeah, people were sharing that, and also sharing Sam and Satya Nadella's picture, because that was also very memeable.
I mean, we've totally jumped the gun a little bit. Like, the week started out really actually with, I mean, just to quickly show you, blitz it out. The week before we spoke about zero data AI developed from zero data, and then literally a day later, Google announced Alpha Evolve. Did you see this?
I think I saw a little bit about it. Is this like an AI that can get better?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't need any training data. And we spoke about this as a paper last week. And it wasn't anything to do with Google. It wasn't anything, but then Alpha Evolve launch, and it is zero data. It sets itself its own parameters, its own success metrics, runs a bunch of tests, and then evolves independently. Hence the reason why. And this is, again, a key component to robotics here, is that it can self-learn, basically. That's how technically this week of Command AI kicked off. And then we had VS Code becoming open source, or Microsoft's event, and they launched the Copilot. But that event was filled with so many, from a developer perspective, so many interesting launches across the stack, like on Azure and things like that. But what was interesting, and to bring it back to this discussion of, Johnny and Sam, is in the Microsoft presentation, Sam Altman, Elon Musk, I think maybe not Google. I don't think Google's Nvidia's CEO. They're all there. Not there. I mean, they're all on video call or whatever, but they're all there. So Microsoft being this key component sitting between them all, which was really cool to see. It did make me wonder, because obviously GitHub became open source, which then begged the question, is like, why did OpenAI spend $3 billion on windsurf when a week later the infrastructure around Copilot gets gets released for free. I mean, it's an unknown timeline, and they need to move fast here. But it's cool to see that there is a support or a kind of network of these people kind of working together. I don't know whether they've all got like a little knife in each other's back or whatever, but it was a cool.
It's a bit awkward, like the way like Elon, has been towards Sam and vice versa, and they've been suing each other like left and right, and now they are sitting in a virtual conference, whatever. Like they're working with Microsoft, but Microsoft helping OpenAI in a way, but at the same time being like, yeah, we just cost you $3 billion. Oops.
Yeah. It's kind of weird, but yeah, that was Microsoft's. Well, again, there's a whole plethora of like announcements there, probably a bit too technical for the show. And then we should try and wrap it up, but like Framer's announcements were really cool as well.
Yeah,
they've basically entered the world of vibe coding with what did they call it?
Workshop,
that's the one, isn't it? Yeah, Workshop. Did you want to run through that? Have you got access to it? It's now, isn't it? They've released it. It's live, right?
They did, but I couldn't. Like, I didn't have access yesterday when I checked, and right now I don't think there is like time to check it right now, but I can try to show it to you because I have the video here. So I don't know if you, all right. So they had this spring event, and things. One, analytics.
Yep. This was actually really good. Are these free?
So they said it's available with every plan, and I tried to see like how much it costs. It's not free. So short answer is it's not exactly free.
But you get it with a paid plan.
You get it with a paid plan, but I think there is like a cap to it, or like the features that you have. And I couldn't like find exactly. I need probably to have add a site plan, because it shows like as additional stuff that you can add to it. So whatever it is, if it comes with any paid plan, then it's awesome. If not, then they are going the Webflow route, making like a simple analytics paid. But the good thing about it is, even though it's simple, it's within the platform. The user doesn't have to leave. It has like A/B testing.
Yeah, that's
what it does. A bunch of stuff like automatically, and yeah, it's really nice. And it was cool.
Classic Framer, just super simple, clean, well integrated.
Very
I think that's
clean,
I think that's what they do so well.
Exactly. It's very clean and it's very fast. Next thing that they announced was, I also predicted this, they are adding more design features. So vector graphic editing is coming to Framer, or like has arrived. You can create icons or logos with basically vector editing tools. It's not, as good as something like Illustrator, but it's pretty good for a tool like Framer. It's actually useful. But yeah, you can create like a set of icons. That's one of the use cases that they showed. And what's really cool, once you create a set of icons or import it, you can import this. You can then later on in a button component use one of these, but your client can then choose any other one of these icons. So like, it's super, they show it, I believe right here. It's super easy to just switch icons, in opposed to like how we do it in Webflow. You have to upload stuff. You have to make sure the size works. Everything works here. You create a set, and then the client can just change them. So yeah, vector editing. Another thing is that you can add effects to them, animations, which in Webflow you can do with.
Yeah, that's really
GSAP.
Cool. I want to know how they do that, but it looked really cool.
Yeah, I would. I suppose for something like that, you mean like technically how they do it, or?
Well, how you would do this, how you would animate, how
Well,
one
they
would.
show it. They show it. It's very simple. So you have like special effect. It's called effects in Framer. You add an effect, and then you can say like what it is. Is it tracing the lines? What animation it is? And for things like this, I'm not sure if this is done in one animation or it's like 3 layers on top of one another with a different easing.
Mhm.
I'm not sure how they achieve this, but
I was
it's
thinking that actually. I think it's 2
yeah,
layers on top, or you basically make a stroke, like a dashed line. You make
yeah,
the lines into a dashed line. You separate them up so much that the gap is,
that could also probably
intersecting
work.
with whatever. I think that's how you. But either way, I mean, that's from a layers perspective. But literally, what does the UI look like for doing that? I don't know. You know.
So yeah, for the animation, that's the UI,
Hmm.
and you can have the length, the gap, the offset. You
There you
can
go.
loop it and things like this. Yeah, that's really cool. It's less design capabilities than I would I wanted to see, because it's for simple icons and logos, but
Hmm.
it's still pretty cool, and they probably will add more design features to stick it to Figma. Figma is going after development, and Framer is going after designers now. So yeah,
Hmm.
that's that. Next, they added wireframer. And at first, I thought this is like Relume, where you can generate sitemaps and like many wireframe pages and crazy stuff.
I bet
It's
they've
very
I bet they've
basic.
trademarked Wireframer. I bet they've trademarked the name. Is there any way we can check?
Probably. I don't know with these names. Why call it wireframer? Like,
It makes sense. I thought it was it was kind of
yeah,
clever. It was kind of clever.
it's like a dad jokes,
Search for a
but
trademark. Here
fine.
we go.
What I if you look at it, it's very, very basic. It's like, I don't know, like impressively basic. There is not much about this, like it's just a few boxes. But I don't know, man. Webflow has a set of pre-made components, let's say. I know like this is doing it with AI, but it's quite literally the same level of complexity, even probably less. So I would love to see this being able to, create multi pages, like, more complex, intertwined wireframes, maybe even like automatically linking things as you change them, like an actual wireframer tool, something that is
Mm.
very like connected in the app. That would be impressive to me.
Well,
This
it kind
looks
of goes
like
back to what we were saying earlier with Untitled, whatever it's called, Untitled
Untitled
IO,
UI. Yeah,
where it bridges it bridges the information gap between what a wireframe aims to serve, which is layout and structure, and design. I mean, arguably, you want the brain to be separate from design to focus on layout and structure. But yeah, it's wireframes just on their own in 2025 just feels a little lackluster, doesn't it?
yeah. This looks like, this reminds me of their AI tool. They showed they actually shipped an AI generated generate, what was it called, like an AI tool for Figma designs last year.
Mm-hmm.
We already had this last year. This looks like that without design, if it
Mm.
makes sense. So it's
Mm.
in that's why it's not so impressive to me, but I do understand why they are doing this. Again, they are going after Figma. They are trying to entice designers to start with Framer ever than before. You know,
Mm.
Instead of doing everything in Figma, maybe you do the wireframe here, you do the illustrations here, some of the design here, so you don't need Figma. That's what they are trying to do. But to continue with that, they introduced the most interesting feature so far, and
Just a,
that
just a
is
note
called.
from a motion graphics standpoint. Why go back a little bit? Why does this look so not that much like
Like,
this bit where you're on, yeah, this bit? Why does this look so rubbish? Why does it look like I'm looking at it through a foggy pair of glasses?
yeah, I don't
But
know.
it bothered me. It bothered me. But
I think this is the vibe.
is it? It
You
looks
have to
rubbish. Anyway, sorry.
you
Anyway,
have to
on
get
that note,
into the vibes of vibe coding. So, as I was saying, the most interesting announcement they had is this vibe coding tool, which is called Workshop. I don't really like the name, but I really do like the tool that they showed. So essentially, you want to build any component that is more complex than normal components. Typically, you would have to do it with code and in React, but now you can just vibe code it. You give it a prompt, it gives you the code, but not just the code, it gives you the component. And wait for it, the most important part of this is it gives you the component with controls in the Framer UI.
as long as
So
you
that
prompt
you
that though,
can,
right?
no, it automatically adds them. You can ask for more, but as you see here, it automatically added controls for all of that. And you can obviously like prompt other things. You can say change something or like advance it, whatever you want, and then it automatically updates everything. So you can just drag and drop it anywhere. I think this should become a standard in every no code tool, like prompting components and then exposing the properties, to the UI, or like the code properties to the UI. So from the UI you can change them. The first example they showed was a clock, what's it called? Like an analog clock that shows the local time. That was more impressive. The second example, this one, I don't know. I wasn't really impressed by it.
You could probably do this in the Framer UI without a code component, right?
Exactly.
It's just a 3D transform.
Yeah. So get ready for bloated websites.
Yeah.
Anything that, hundreds of lines of code for maybe the most simple, the simplest stuff out there. Yeah.
So hang on, you can't just vibe code a simple product, a simple component right now for us.
I didn't have access yesterday, so
okay, fine, no worries, no worries.
It wasn't working right now. Yeah, I didn't check before them, but I probably have access. So
okay, well, we're probably coming up to time anyway. So yeah, crazy week, and God knows what's going to happen next week. God knows, but again, just to recap, like. Google I/O, I'm like a kid in a candy store. That was just such a cool announcement, and just wish I had all the money in the world to be able to pay for that ultra plan, $250 a month.
Yeah, it
just
a
note
on
that though. Just a note on that though. My only thing, and I keep saying this, is data protection. Like, it's Google. I don't mind them. I don't mind them using my data to like train the models, not necessarily train the models, sorry, but I don't mind using the data to improve the products, but I just don't want them using my data to sell. SEO, as we've already discussed, is not going to be there. I don't know how long it's going to take, but it's looking like it might not be their main source of income. So they need to make money significantly somehow, and it's not going to be through 250 quid a month subscriptions to whatever. It's going to be through potentially selling that data, and that's the only thing that kicks me in the teeth. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. They probably will use our data, and I don't know.
Yeah.
It's Google, but you mentioned that it caused some controversy, saying that SEO is dead because I posted something similar on my Instagram, and I got. I got some messages. A few people blocked me
Yeah.
Like replied to them, and then I saw, oh,
That's
okay, that
crazy.
person blocked. People blocked me because of that. And who? SEO people.
Yeah.
People who are like
Yeah.
SEO expert
Coping.
in the copy. I'm like, SEO, the way we know it, is dead. You search
You're
something, you
doubling
get
down.
AI.
You're going to get
Yeah.
us kicked off the platform at this rate, mate. You're doubling down.
Yeah, I mean, you just searched something in the stream and you didn't go to the first link. You still obviously will go to websites, but for the majority of the searches, you won't click any links. You will
I use
just
it like
get.
you just saw, and I had the analogy in my head. I used it like the yellow pages. I don't remember the URL, so I just want to get the URL. Google will become the yellow pages of the future, and then who uses yellow pages anymore? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
But
yeah.
yeah, but
Anyway,
for like, you used
blocked.
to Google everything, right? And then go to the links and read them. But you are not going to do that anymore. You are going to, for the majority of things, you are going to just trust AI. And this makes me think about like how conversion will work in the future, because why people used to write blog posts. They wanted traffic. They wanted to use, what is SEO? That's it, right? They wanted to use these like keywords to rank, so people click on their link, go to their website, maybe trust them, and maybe go to their homepage or through that link to purchase something, to convert. But that is changing like completely. You want to even like, I don't know, like do anything, you just, even if you search in Google and not ask ChatGPT, you still get an AI respond. And are you going to actually click on those like, question marks, or like those like numbers, the resources, that links, like the small links that they are in the text? I really doubt that people would actually click them. So SEO in the form of, giving people information in return for, for conversion, I think that is as good as dead. To
Say
put
again.
out information, because that has almost no value. Even if your information is good, which should be, AI tools now are gonna read it,
Yeah.
and people are still not coming to your website. So I don't know. I don't know what that means, but SEO in the old form.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I've said this for years. SEO is not technical SEO anymore. On page technical. SEO is the infrastructure around you driving traffic to your website. It's the social media posts you put out. It's marketing. It's everything other than the technical SEO, because there's only so much you can do. There's only so much you can do with a limited budget as well. People are pumping so much money into SEO driven websites. So yeah, but I will play devil's advocate and say I think there is something we're missing, because when we think that, someone left a comment on my video saying, let me even get it up, something like, well, how is AI going to find the information? As if and I don't think they quite understood technically that, like I responded saying, Google aren't the gatekeepers of all of the websites in all of the world. Like the directories, the IP addresses, they exist out there, like for you to go to them. You don't need Google to do that for you.
Yeah.
So you go to a page, and I can literally write a Python thing right now to go to a website, scrape the data, chuck that into AI, which uses no local AI, which uses no online search or anything like that, and it will infer the data. Do that with two websites, you cross-reference them, you start to piece together what information is factual. Like as you said, the way to find information, SEO for that is dead. I think it's to do SEO will be writing or creating a ecosystem. I hate keep using that word, but
The machine.
yeah, the machine is you're creating the machine. You're creating the videos,
Yeah.
you're creating the adverts, you're creating the posts, that sort of stuff, which people aren't searching for, but you're creating a network in which you can find people.
So,
Anyway.
yeah.
let's wrap it up there. You've got a thing to go to, and I'm getting hungry. So, thanks so much for joining us this week. Let us know if there's anything we can improve. I've got a mic stand. We've got stream, whatever is going on. I even upgraded my cable, so it's 1080p. I want to try and get better, and I want to get more people to tune into these things. So, I'd love some feedback. I'm all about the feedback.
We'll get it there. Well, thank you for the ones who tuned in and the ones who are watching.
Yeah.
So
Peace out.
Peace out.
Cool.
That's also my line. I use it in my videos. Peace out. I not always, but I do.
Well, we've got